Hello everybody, my name is Jacob Toronto of ChasingCinema.com. I thank you for tuning into ChasingCinema.com's official YouTube page. This is a video where we're going to be talking about some current movie news. If you've never visited our page before, we do video reviews, we do podcasts, and movie news that are constantly updating on this YouTube page. I really recommend you subscribe to it. That way each day you can find something new on our YouTube page. And always go check out the actual official website, ChasingCinema.com. Again, my name is Jacob Toronto. Today we're going to be talking about Terminator Genisys, a film that probably has made a lot of people very hesitant of Arnold Schwarzenegger's next role. I recently talked about Creed, the new film that is going to be kind of a spin-off sequel on the Rocky series with starring Sylvester Stallone. If you haven't seen that video, you could probably find that on the YouTube page as well, and go check that out. But Arnold Schwarzenegger, who like Sylvester Stallone, has kind of made a comeback by doing some certain action movies and movies that they just belong in, including The Expendables. Hasn't gotten the greatest attention from fans. It hasn't gotten the biggest approval from fans either. But the Terminator has always been something very consistent in Arnold Schwarzenegger's career that people have absolutely loved. Terminator, the original, I believe, came out in 1984. The sequel coming out, which, in my opinion, is far better than the original Terminator. Well, not far better, but better enough for me to always go to T2 as my example, because Terminator 2 is really incredible. 3 and 4, not so much, especially Terminator Salvation, which was starred by Christian Bale, didn't really connect of the trilogy. Now 4 movies on 5, it didn't really just do well critically. It was just kind of a big flop and just made the kind of Terminator world. It just proved that Terminator world needed to be moved on from. However, Arnold is back now in the Terminator franchise in the new film Genisys, which will be coming out, I believe, in July 1st, early July. And this is a movie that, when the trailer was released, was not well received either. People were very skeptic. It didn't look that great. There were so many issues people were having, and I was one of them people where I was just like, I don't know if this movie is something that I want to get excited for or really kind of put my, hype up because of how offbeat the trailer was. It kind of threw different messages around. I mean, you could listen to our podcast as we spoke about it when it first dropped, that it doesn't really kind of send a clear message, though we do know that this Terminator is going to be in a different timeline, so to speak. But anyway, it really kind of put people off, similar to the first Ant-Man trailer, which we also talked about today. However, the second Ant-Man trailer, the Ant-Man teaser put people off, but the first trailer really started blowing people away. This trailer isn't necessarily blowing people away, but it is telling them that there are a lot of differences than what they're expecting. John Connor, the savior of humanity, if you follow the Terminator franchise. In this film, in this trailer, granted, what I will say right now is that the trailer actually kind of spoils a lot of key stuff. I really recommend, if you're a Terminator fan and you don't want to know much about this movie, like this video first, and then close out of it, come back later, because this is just plot details that would really be awesome to experience in the theater without knowing beforehand. John Connor is actually part machine in this movie, or some sort of hybrid between human and machine, and that right there is already kind of turning things on its head, as John Connor, again, was the savior for humanity in this war against the machines. But to me, it doesn't matter if he was machine, half human, whatever. I mean, to me, that doesn't matter. To me, it's just the overall feeling I get from the trailer that feels like it's really reaching. I mean, there's some good CGI moments, but then at the other time, there's really bad CGI moments. For instance, there's a scene where Arnold's head falls into a cop car, and he tells him to get out, and it just feels clunky. It feels cheap. It doesn't look that great. Honestly, I would have to say right now that I am really not really looking forward to this movie, other than the fact that it is Terminator, and I'm going to hear dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Besides that, I mean, I'm not looking forward to this movie. Hopefully it surprises me. Hopefully it ends up doing something and really kind of re-engaging that Terminator conversation, because the first two Terminators, like I've already said, classics. I mean, great, great films. Was it smart to bring Arnold back? I mean, is he really going to help the movie, or is he just going to be there for nostalgia purposes? It kind of goes along with that conversation we had about the Sylvester Stallone movie about him training Apollo Creed's son, Creed, which you could check out again on our YouTube page. I don't know, really. And I'm kind of just waiting on this film. I've not really sunk my teeth into it too much. This trailer obviously forced me to kind of read a little bit more about it, but at this point, I'm just not sure. What do you guys think about Terminator Genisys, the new trailer that dropped? How are your feelings about John Connor being half robot, half human, and seeing Arnold back as the Terminator? Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jacob Toronto. Please follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Jacob Toronto. That's TIRANNO. And of course, go to chasingcinema.com, the film lovers website. Please like, comment on this page. It will let me know what you think. Hit subscribe. And of course, please continue chasing cinema.